Well, hey guys, this is Spiffy Guy, and I'm back with another Around the Home video. And today is May 7th. I apologize for the wind here. It's a little breezy, but it is certainly a nice day. And I figured today would be a good day to kind of show you around the garden and kind of give you an update of what was done in April and how things are going. So let's get to it. Alright, so this is the big addition for this year. This is the U-shaped bed. If you haven't seen the build videos, I'll put a little link / card up here. And I'll put the plant names down below, because some of these I don't remember the exact species. But this gives me a lot of space. Now all the seeds that I have put in, the things that were direct sow, they went in April 18th, and so it's been a few weeks, and this is kind of what we've got. You can see here in the back we've got our tomatoes. I've got some Sun Glory and Juliet. Those are going to be little cherry tomatoes. And these are the Cordy Boos. These are going to be an ox heart tomato. They're a large tomato. This is something new I'm trying this year. But I like the cherry tomatoes. I get a lot of small tomatoes, and they produce pretty readily. And as you can see here, I already have blossoms. Ooh, that's a tomato. I already have tomatoes. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. In the back here, you can see those are cucumbers. Those are National Pickling cucumbers. Those were starts that I did down in the basement and just messing around. I am not sure if they're going to make it or not. They're starting to get leaves. We had a little funky frost in there, and some colder weather once everything went into the garden. So I'm kind of hoping that that doesn't impede anything. But I did go ahead yesterday and I planted some seeds in opposite corners. We'll see which two plants look the best, and those are the ones that I'll run up the trellis. I matched over here on the same side with the Sun Glories and Juliets and the Cordy Boo. Out here in the front, these are a Roma. This is the Martino Romas. They are apparently more of a bush tomato, so they're out in front. I have various peppers in here. I've got some Oda sweet peppers, which are small peppers, some mini yellow bells, and some Ozark Giants, which will be the large stuffing peppers. And I also have a couple jalapenos, purple jalapenos, I believe, right in here. One of the nice things about square foot gardening is you can tell where your plants are and where the weeds are. Easy enough to see, and they just come right out. Out front here I've got two different types of carrots. You can see we're starting to get some carrots come in. I don't have problems growing carrots. I do have problems kind of getting them to germinate and get in the right spot where I want them. So I'll show you on the other one. You'll kind of get the idea. Over here is some shell peas. These are just going to be a little bush shell peas. And then in the half squares here, I just put in some lettuce. Get a little bit of it coming up here. I just kind of sprinkled the seeds in there, so we'll see what happens. These two squares right here, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I've got a basil I need to transplant, and I kind of left them open for anything fun and exciting that I might see at the nursery. Same on the other side. There's nothing in these two squares. These are going to be the string beans. They're a bush bean, Landry's, I want to say, Landris, something like that. They popped up really well. They're doing good, and I think I did 9 per square, and so far everything has come up except this one right here, which maybe he's around here. And then in this one I planted some spinach. It's nice to have a lot of spinach. It goes pretty quick at my house. So that's pretty much the U-shaped raised bed, to give you an idea there. It's coming along great. I'm hoping the peppers will sprout up. I had a little issues with my seedlings. I mentioned in the seedling video, and things got in kind of early and it was a little cool, so I'm hoping they pick up. I do need to pick up some more of the tomato cages, and one over here as well. And that's pretty much my plans for this particular bed. Once it warms up and gets hotter in the summer, the bush beans and the peas will come out. I'm not sure what I'll put in there. Maybe I'll get some, starch or something at the at the nursery, something for hot weather. And then in the fall, I'm going to try to make sure to save seeds of all these, and in the fall we'll put them back in as well and see if we can't get some more. I'd like to freeze up some peas this year. So this is the garden barrel. Everybody loves the garden barrel. So up top I've got some radishes as well as some dill. I put 4 dill around there. We'll see how well they come up. Now, on a suggestion of a subscriber, this year I put numbers. As you can see, I've got little numbers on all of the pockets, and when I planted it out, I used a spreadsheet on my phone and kind of kept track of what went where. So give me an idea. And essentially this is all the dwarf Siberian kale. This is going to be Swiss chard and spinach right here. And there was a few volunteers from last year. We have a lettuce, and then over here you can see we've got lettuce and this nice yellow Swiss chard. And those were seeds that were in there, and they just started to go to town, so I left them. One of the things I'm going to do with this year is the dwarf Siberian kale is a biannual plant, and so come fall I'm going to leave some of the kale in there and see if it overwinters, and maybe I'll get seeds next year, which will be useful. But that dwarf Siberian kale is very hardy, and I had really good success with it last year, so highly recommend that plant. So the little patio picker here, I just kind of messed around. This is actually the rabbit's garden. I told the rabbits that I would plant them some food, and they're welcome to come and munch on it, and they have not. But one of the things that I'm doing in here is I'm letting the radishes go to seed, and I will harvest those seeds because I'm kind of running low on radish seeds, and I figure I'd let a few go and collect up the seeds. So here is the monstrosity that is the original raised bed. As you can see, it is doing excellent, and this is a direct result of using the hoop house. I was able to get in February and start planting stuff, and it worked really well. So let's talk about what I got in here. In the back, the big giant things, those are all called rat's tail radishes. They're going to produce a radish, and you can see that some are produced right here. Okay, and these plants, I did not realize this when I put them in. These plants will get about 5 feet high, and they're going to go to town. So I had originally planned to put in some melon and like some squashes or something to go up the trellis, and I'm not sure how that's going to work out with these rat's tail radishes. I put them in last year late in the season, and it frosted, and I kind of lost them all. They never got this big. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. So next year I can guarantee you I'm not putting them in a raised bed. I will get them in a container. I'll do them all along the wall or something, just because they take up a lot of space and they're kind of encroaching. So in this particular square, you can see I have some radishes, which they're doing well. I'm going to clean this square out, and the same on the other side, and I'm going to put in a melon and a squash and see if they grow beneath the shadow that is the massive rat's tail radishes. Hidden in here is some Brussels sprouts, and then these are the sugar snap peas. These are the Oregon sugar snap peas. They've already got some blossoms on it, and up here in the front we've got some Swiss chard. I planted some more Swiss chard back here, but it didn't look like it came in. Along the side here we've got lettuce and spinach here. This stuff's doing really well. Lots of lettuce in the front, as you can see, just kind of encroaching in onto these carrots. We got some good carrots here, not so good here. I replanted. I'm not sure if they're getting encroached on by the peas or not. This was dwarf pak choi. This stuff is very cool, but it bolts immediately. I kind of bought it on a whim last year, and I tried it, and it seemed kind of frost tolerant, which is cool, but if you don't use it like immediately, it will bolt without even looking at it. So you can see here that we've got flowers all over it. It's done. I'm going to pull that out and probably put in some more radishes. Over on this side we've got lettuce as well, and the spinach. You can see the spinach is getting huge. It's already starting to bolt. So I might pull that out and replant some spinach here. It goes real quick. I saved the seeds from it last year. This is the I want to say long bottoms spinach, something like that. I'll put the name down below. It did really well, produced a ton of seeds off of like 3 plants, and I planted out the whole garden barrel. I have tons of seeds left, so doing great. Over here we have purple potted beans, that's what it is. And they're going to climb up the trellis here. And then once again, we've got some cucumbers. These are the Parisian pickling, so they're going to make the little small gherkin style cucumbers. And I planted some seeds yesterday as well in the corners because I'm not really sure. I don't think that this little guy right here is going to make it. These other ones kind of put some leaves on, which is cool, but I'm not sure they're going to make it. And then down in the half squares here, I put all lettuce. I got a Rocky Mountain mix from rareseeds.com, and I just stuck that in there. We'll see how it is. This particular barrel I'm going to turn into a perennial barrel with green onions. I've got some Hishiko on one side and Tokyo Long on the other. They'll intermingle and have a good time. These are the onion starts. You can see they're doing great despite the cold weather that we had right at the beginning. They're getting large. We'll see how they do. They've got, the chives here, and then they're going to produce a red onion bulb that's going to be about that big and very flat. It's a flat red onion. These are Jerusalem artichokes. I did nothing with these last year. I just kind of left them in there. They were a start from the store. I had one Jerusalem artichoke root. I stuck it in some dirt, and there you go. I've got a little bit of spinach here in the front, and that's about it. So this kind of gives you the backyard here, and here you go. Let's go check out the front. All right, so nothing really too exciting out front in here, but I have lemon balm in here, and then in this little section right here, I put in some spearmint, and then down here I have a few sunflowers. Now this area, the hope is that that will come in and kind of give me an edible ground cover. It's kind of an odd space, and it's a little shaded out by the trees and these bushes as well. I've tried to kind of clean it up a little bit. I do have a volunteer lettuce. I'm not sure how he got there, but this is going to be kind of a challenging garden because I do get a lot of weeds in here, and with the maples, you can see I got maple helicopters all over the place. So I'm kind of waiting for the mint and stuff to kind of come up and figure out what the plants look like, and then I can start weeding out. But we'll see how it goes. It's kind of an experiment, and it only cost a couple bucks for a pack of the seeds. Alright guys, so that's kind of what I got going on right now. I'm very pleased with everything, especially the way that this raised bed came out. I think that hoop house was a really, really great idea. It worked really well for me in the spring. I need to do some modifications and figure out a little bit better way to do it as far as venting and heat and that sort of thing, but it did a great job. I'm very pleased with the way that the raised beds are coming out right now, and we've already got, I got a tomato on the vine, and it's not even the middle of May. I'm just amazed at how well it's doing. I'm hoping the plants do okay. This guy needs a little bit of work here, but oh, there's a tomato too. Oh my goodness, awesome. So anyway, hopefully this will encourage you to get out and grow. It's really easy to do. You can grow in 5-gallon buckets. You can grow in these little patio pickers, and by growing your own food, you know where it's coming from. You're invested in it, and it's not the stuff you buy at the store. You can save money and eat healthier. So until the next time, just remember that life's an adventure, whether you're on the trail or in the garden. So go out and have one of your own.